The American President Donald Trump is all set to host the wartime leaders, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House, where both leaders will get a chance to push their respective agendas. The meeting comes as a fragile calm between the United States and Iran has now entered into its third day following nearly 2 weeks of intense bombardment. The meeting is in addition to attending the funeral of the late Lindsey, who died earlier this month. And Donald Trump is first scheduled to meet with Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. And earlier, both the leaders had last met in December in Palm Beach, Florida, at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, where the two leaders had discussed a plan to end the war in Ukraine. At the time, both had said that a deal was close to being reached, but there were still quite a few main sticking points, including how much territory Ukraine would have to hand over to Russia, and also the future of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in Ukraine, which remains under Russian control currently. Now, Trump's second meeting is scheduled with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, even as the Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz and the American warplanes used Israeli bases during their attacks on Iran, reiterating that his country is now prepared to retaliate if it comes under attack. Now, Donald Trump and Netanyahu last met in February. It's their first face-to-face meeting since February. And just days before the joint US and Israeli strikes against Iran sparked the current conflict. And since then, cracks have in fact emerged in the alliance. Reports of an explosive phone call in the month of June, where Donald Trump reportedly called Benjamin Netanyahu to be crazy, highlighted the growing friction. But Netanyahu has tried to brush these off as mere tactical disagreements. At Tuesday's meeting, Netanyahu is expected to present some new intelligence on Iran's secret Pickaxe Mountain nuclear facility. And the Israeli intelligence reports Iran has buried thousands of centrifuges deep underground, making them nearly impossible to destroy from the air. And according to the New York Post, the US forces have prepared contingency plans for a possible ground operation that is aimed at securing enriched uranium that is believed to be stored inside the mountain. However, executing such a mission will dramatically expand the war. And for his part, President Trump is now pushing for diplomacy, at least for now.
I have plenty of time. Plenty of time. Their whole shoreline's wiped out. The strait is in very good shape. And we're talking right now. You know, they wanted to talk. The people said, please don't shoot last night, the night before, 2 nights. Don't do it. You know, we're having good talks. So we'll see what happens. I think there's a good chance that something could happen.
Speaking in Michigan, Trump in fact claimed that Washington and Tehran are actively discussing a deal, but Iranian officials have firmly denied any talks are taking place. Israel has not taken part in this latest round of bombings that the United States was actively involved in, which flared earlier this month after a ceasefire collapsed. Now, reports claim that Washington has urged Netanyahu to hold back to avoid triggering an all-out regional war. It's a caution that's been shared by the Gulf allies who fear renewed Israeli bombings could prompt Tehran to target their critical energy infrastructure. During the latest round of hostilities, Iran has also not targeted Israel. Iran last fired a barrage of ballistic missiles at Israel in the first week of June. It launched retaliation for the Israeli attacks in Beirut, and this had prompted a brief exchange of fire before a halt was brokered.